God says, "Listen closely, my beloved soul." This moment is not asking you to prove anything, and it is not asking you to stay because of pressure or challenge. It is simply offering you a pause. A pause that feels gentle, familiar, and strangely comforting. Sometimes the soul chooses stillness before the mind understands why. That choice does not come from effort. It comes from recognition. You may not have planned to stop here. Yet something within you decided to slow down. That decision matters, not because it separates you from others, but because it reconnects you with yourself. Reconnection is quiet. It does not announce itself. It feels like breathing more deeply without thinking about it. Take a moment and allow your attention to rest. There is nothing you need to solve right now. Nothing you need to figure out. When the need to figure things out softens, the heart begins to speak more clearly. The heart does not speak in urgency. It speaks in calm understanding. You may have been carrying many thoughts, many responsibilities, many expectations, some spoken, some unspoken. Carrying does not mean you are weak. It means you care. But even the strongest heart needs moments where it does not have to carry anything at all. This is one of those moments. As you remain here, notice how your body responds to permission. Shoulders loosen. Breathing deepens. The mind becomes less crowded. These are not small things. They are signs that your inner world recognizes safety. Safety allows awareness. Awareness allows peace. Peace does not remove life's movement. It changes how you move within it. When peace is present, you respond instead of react. You listen instead of rush. You feel grounded even when things are uncertain. That grounding is beginning to form now, gently and without demand. You may notice that comparison begins to fade. Comparison thrives on noise and speed. When speed slows, comparison loses its grip. What remains is presence. Presence reminds you that your journey does not need to match anyone else's rhythm to be meaningful. There is something deeply reassuring about realizing that you do not need to be extraordinary to be attentive. Attention itself is enough. When you give attention sincerely, meaning gathers naturally. Meaning does not chase you. It waits until you are willing to notice it. As this awareness deepens, you may feel less pulled by distractions. Not because you are resisting them, but because something quieter and deeper is holding your focus. That kind of focus does not exhaust you. It restores you. You may also sense a subtle companionship in this stillness, not dramatic, not overwhelming, but steady. Steady presence feels like balance returning. When balance returns, the mind stops racing ahead and the heart feels supported exactly where it is. This moment is not about staying to the end as a test. It is about allowing yourself to be present for as long as it feels right. When something feels right, you do not need reasons. You simply remain. Stay with this calm awareness. Let it settle without pushing it forward. This message is still unfolding, and what comes next will gently deepen this connection, helping you feel grounded, supported, and quietly confident as the meaning of this pause continues to reveal itself. As this message continues, let the calm you felt earlier deepen rather than drift away. Calm does not disappear when you stop paying attention to it, it waits patiently for you to notice again. When you allow yourself to stay present without expectation, something subtle begins to reorganize inside you. Thoughts soften. Feelings settle. Awareness widens just enough for you to breathe without effort. You may notice that staying here feels less like a decision and more like a natural resting place. This is not about discipline or focus. It is about comfort. Comfort arises when you realize there is nothing you need to prove in this moment. You are allowed to exist without explanation. That permission is rare in a fast world, and that is why it feels nourishing. There are layers to stillness. The first layer is quieting the noise. The deeper layer is noticing what remains when the noise fades. What remains is not emptiness. It is presence. Presence carries warmth. Warmth brings reassurance. Reassurance tells you that you are not alone with your thoughts, even when you are quiet. As you remain here, you may feel a gentle clarity forming, not the kind that answers every question, but the kind that helps you hold questions without discomfort. Holding questions with ease is a sign of inner strength. It means you trust yourself enough to wait without anxiety. Waiting without anxiety preserves energy. Preserved energy restores balance. You may also sense that your attention is becoming more selective. Not everything needs to be reacted to. Not every thought needs to be followed. This selectivity is not avoidance, it is wisdom. Wisdom knows when to engage and when to rest. Rest allows insight to surface naturally, without force. Notice how your body responds to this realization. There is often a softening in the jaw, a release in the shoulders, a steadiness in the breath. These signals tell you that your system recognizes safety. Safety is essential for any deep understanding to take root. When you feel safe, you listen more honestly. There is reassurance here that you are not missing out by slowing down. Slowing down does not take you away from life, it brings you into it more fully. When you move at a pace that allows awareness, moments become richer. You notice subtleties you might otherwise pass by. Subtleties carry meaning. You may feel a quiet sense of belonging beginning to form, not to a group or label, but to yourself. Belonging to yourself changes how you relate to the world. You stop seeking constant validation because your presence feels sufficient. Sufficiency brings peace. Peace supports clarity. As this awareness grows, distractions lose their urgency. They no longer pull you with the same intensity. This is not because you are resisting them, but because your inner space feels fuller. When inner space is full, it does not need to be filled by noise. There is also a gentle trust developing, trust that you can return to this calm whenever needed. You are not dependent on this moment to feel grounded. This moment simply reminds you of a state that already exists within you. Remembering is powerful. It reconnects you to something steady and reliable. Stay with this unfolding. Let it deepen at its own pace. This message is still continuing, and what comes next will expand this grounded awareness even further, helping it integrate into how you think, feel, and move through your days. As this message moves forward, something even deeper begins to happen within you. It is not loud, and it does not demand attention, yet it feels meaningful. It feels like recognition. Recognition that you have been holding more than you ever spoke about. Recognition that your quiet strength has carried you through moments that others never noticed. This awareness does not overwhelm you. It steadies you. You may start to feel that your inner world is becoming more organized, not because everything is resolved, but because everything no longer needs immediate resolution. There is comfort in realizing that not all answers need to arrive at once. Some answers come as peace, some as patience, some simply as the ability to continue without losing yourself along the way. As you remain present, notice how your relationship with silence has changed. Silence no longer feels empty. It feels full. Full of understanding, full of space, full of permission to just be. In this fullness, you are not alone with your thoughts. You are accompanied by calm awareness that listens without judgment. There is a subtle shift happening in how you view yourself. You may feel less pressure to explain who you are or why you feel the way you do. Explanation becomes unnecessary when self-acceptance grows. Acceptance does not mean settling. It means honoring where you are right now, without resistance. You may also notice that your emotional reactions feel softer. Situations that once triggered immediate response now invite reflection instead. Reflection creates choice. Choice creates freedom. Freedom allows you to respond in ways that protect your peace rather than disturb it. This is not detachment. This is maturity of awareness. Awareness that understands you can care deeply without carrying everything personally. Awareness that knows how to stay open without becoming overwhelmed. That balance is rare, and it is forming naturally within you. As this balance settles, you may feel a growing confidence that does not rely on outcomes. This confidence is not tied to success or recognition. It comes from knowing you can remain grounded regardless of what unfolds. Grounded people do not rush. They move with intention. You might sense that time feels different here. Slower, softer, less demanding. When time slows, meaning expands. Expanded meaning helps you notice patterns, lessons, and gentle guidance that were always present but easy to miss when life moved too fast. There is reassurance in realizing that you are allowed to pause without falling behind. Pausing does not stop progress. It aligns progress. Alignment ensures that when you move forward, you move in a direction that feels true rather than forced. As you stay with this message, you may feel less need to seek distraction. Distraction often appears when the inner space feels unsettled. Now, the inner space feels held. When you feel held, you do not need to escape the moment. You can stay. This staying is not about proving commitment. It is about resonance. Resonance feels calm, steady, and sincere. It does not shout for attention. It invites you quietly, and you remain because it feels right. Let this awareness continue to deepen. Let it become familiar. This message is still unfolding, and what comes next will gently bring completion, helping this calm clarity settle into your daily life in a way that stays with you long after this moment ends. As this message gently reaches its completion, allow yourself to remain in the calm that has been building within you. There is no rush to move away from it. Calm does not demand attention, it simply stays when you let it. What you are feeling now is not excitement or urgency. It is recognition. Recognition that stillness can feel supportive, that awareness can feel kind, and that presence can feel like enough. You may notice that your inner world feels more spacious than before. Spaciousness does not mean emptiness. It means there is room to breathe without pressure, room to feel without judgment, room to exist without explanation. In this space, you do not need to be anyone other than who you are right now. That realization alone can be deeply relieving. There is a quiet sense of completion forming, not because everything is finished, but because something important has settled. Settling does not close doors. It stabilizes the ground beneath your feet so that whatever comes next can be met with steadiness rather than strain. You are not leaving this moment unchanged. You are carrying something forward with you. As you remain here, notice how gently your attention rests. It is no longer searching for the next thing. It is simply aware. Awareness like this does not fade quickly. It becomes part of how you move through moments, how you listen, how you respond. It reminds you that you can pause whenever needed and return to this grounded place. You may also feel a soft sense of gratitude arise, not forced, not dramatic, but sincere. Gratitude for having allowed yourself to stay. Gratitude for giving attention to something quiet in a world that often rewards noise. This gratitude strengthens awareness and helps it remain accessible beyond this message. There is reassurance in knowing that you did not need to be persuaded to stay. You stayed because it felt right. When something feels right, it does not require urgency. It invites patience. Patience allows meaning to deepen naturally. That depth is what makes this experience lasting rather than fleeting. Carry this calm into your next moments. Let it influence your pace, your tone, your choices. When life becomes loud again, remember that you know how to return to this steadiness. You do not need special conditions to feel grounded. You only need willingness to pause. This message does not end your journey. It simply accompanies you for a moment, reminding you of a part of yourself that remains steady regardless of circumstances. That steadiness is reliable. It will meet you again whenever you choose to listen. If this message resonated with your soul, take a gentle moment to like this video so this calm presence can reach more hearts. If you feel guided, share it with someone who may need a moment of quiet reassurance today. For daily spiritual messages that offer peace, clarity, and grounding, subscribe and stay connected. And if you received this message with openness, softly comment Amen as a simple affirmation. Remain present. Remain gentle with yourself. Trust the quiet awareness you touched here. It will continue to guide you, not loudly, but faithfully, as you move forward. If this message resonated with your soul, don't forget to like and share so this divine energy reaches more hearts. Subscribe now for daily spiritual messages and comment, Amen, to affirm your faith and blessings.